Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about list queuing, data structures and algorithms. In this session, we will explore what data structures and algorithms are, understand what a queue is, and then see how we can implement a queue using a Java list, something we call a list queue. This will be help you clearly understand both the concept and practical code implementation. So before we learning about ListQueue, let's first understand what is the data structures and algorithm. A data structure is a way to organize, manage, and store data so that we can access and modify it efficiently. For example, arrays, list, linked list, stacks, queues, and algorithm is a step-by-step method for solving problems or transforming data. For example, searching, sorting, traversing through elements. So, data structure define how the data is stored, while algorithm define how that data is processed. When both are chosen correctly, your program becomes fast, more efficient, and easy to maintain. Now, why do data structure matter so much? The first reason is performance. The A good data structure reduces time, complexity, and speeds up your program. The second reason is scalability. Efficient data structure can handle large data sets using fewer resources. And finally, problem solving. The right data structure simplifies complex problems and makes your makes your algorithm easy to design and understand. So choosing the right data structure is a foundation of your good program. So a queue is a linear data structure that follows before principle, which stands for first in, first out. That this means that the element added first will be one removed first, just like people standing in line for a bus. In Q, we have three basic operations. In Q, add an element to the end. DQ, remove an element from the front. P, view the front element without removing it. Q are very common in real life, such as ticket booking system, printers, and customer service system. There are different types of queues depending on how we can handle the elements. Simple queue, basic before behavior. Circular queue. Connect, connect the last position back to the first, reusing empty space. Priority queue. Elements are removed based on priority, not order. DQ allows insertion and removal from both ends. List queue. A queue implement using Java list or array list, simple and education. In this session, we will focus on list queue type. Okay, so what is ListQueue? A ListQueue uses Java's list implementation using array lists to store elements. The queue operations are directly mapped to list methods in queue, DQ, P. It's great for learning because it's easy to understand and has very clear behavior. However, for large performance critical system, ListQueue is not ideal, because remote shifts elements which can slow down performance. So let's look at how we can implement a list queue in Java. Here is the sample code. First, we import Java list and list from Java util package. We create a generic class list queue so it can store any data type, integer or string. So inside the class, we can private list name queue. The constructor initializes the list. Enqueue add the element to the end using add. ListQueue removes and returns the elements at index 0. The front of queue is empty. Checks whether the queue is empty. Return the first element without removing it. Size return the number of items currently in the queue. This implementation is short and clean, focusing on connecting queues operations to list method. Now let's see how to use the list queue in simple Java program. We create a new queue object named queue. We add three elements 10, 20, and 30. 30, 30. Then we call the queue. First element 10 is removed. The peak method now shows 20 and new front element in new front element. So and the size method tell method tells us there are two elements remaining. The output will be DQ 10 front 20 size 2. This clearly demonstrates before behavior first in first out. Let's look at advantages and disadvantages of using this queue. Advantages. It's simple to implement using built-in Java list method. It's easy to understand for beginners. Great for small or temporary queues. Disadvantages. The remove method shift all elements, making DQ slower, zero, ON time. It's not suitable for large data sets or high performance applications. For better performance, you can see linked list, array DQ, or Java's queue interfaces. Uh, to wrap up, let's see how queues are used in real world applications. Printing system. Uh, jobs are added jobs are added to a queue and processed one by one. The first added job is printed first. Task, task scheduling. Operating system enqueue task and execute them in order. Network request handling. Requests are queued and handled sequentially. Overall, ListQueue is an excellent tool for learning how queues work and for small scale applications. But for large systems, you should always choose a queue type that matches your performance and needs. Remember, choosing the right data structure is the key to writing efficient programs. So, thank you for watching and learning about this queuing data structures and algorithms.